Hey,
Hey
everybody,
everyone,
and welcome back to another episode of the Manna House podcast. I'm Tino,
I'm Natalie.
and today we have a very special guest. We're joined by the one and only Tim Timmons. Tim, welcome to the show.
Woo! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I could have the best hair on this podcast. We're gonna see.
I was gonna say, so usually I always like to find something unique about guests. Um, and sometimes we had the first person from South Africa joining us the other time. Uh, Today, I've got to say, the most beautiful beard we've ever had on the show. I think you get that
Wow.
award.
I will take that. And I was more just making fun of myself because you guys have gorgeous hair and I've got literally zero on top of my head. So this feels right. I'll take the beard part. You take the hair part. We can make a perfect human on the other side of this.
I think between the two of us, Tim, I've got the head covered, you've got the beard covered. I think,
Sorted.
Okay.
yeah, make
Okay.
a great
All right.
team.
See, we all have different roles in gifts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look
Yeah.
at the gifts here. It's amazing. So it's very cool because not recently, a while ago, we spoke to Chris Cleveland from Stars Go Dim, who I listened to my whole childhood. And he totally hyped you up and was like, my good friend Tim Timmons, I think you guys will have a great conversation with him. And then he just, did the whole bombshell of like, yeah, the movie I Can Only Imagine 2 is based on his life. And I was like,
Wow.
truthfully, I was like, isn't that Bart Millard? Like, huh? Like, what's happening? So obviously then we had to do our homework and go and watch the film. And he told us that we will cry. So spoiler alert to anyone who hasn't watched the episode or the film. We'll see. But Tim, can we backtrack and talk about music? So when did you get into music? When did you realize, okay, actually, music's my thing?
Yeah, I started singing with just my sisters just for fun in the car when I was a little kid. I mean, we would just sing harmonies to everything. Just kind of grew up doing that. To
Yeah.
Amy Grant, to just this classic old music that my parents would let us listen to, and we would sing the fire out of these songs just in the back seat of the car, while they were also super annoyed with me for being a little brother. Um, I started playing drums at the age of 7, um, and which is a terrible idea for a parent to give your kid a drum kit at the age of 7. But they did, and then I took piano lessons, but hated those, and then finally got into the guitar around 11, and I was hooked. The guitar really got me. And my friends and I just started playing together, and then you start learning, oh, I do love the piano. I want to learn the piano. So I've kind of learned all these instruments, and it's just become part of my life. It's like part of how I communicate, part of how I emote
Mm.
as a human. Like my emotions often are told and wrapped up in a song I'm writing or singing. And it's how I pray. I pray often through song. People call those worship songs, but I don't care what we call them. They're more prayers to me. So I write a lot of prayers, things that I have to pray
Mm.
to get me through. And thankfully in my life, millions of other people get to pray those same songs that I write. And that's an honor. So yeah, music has always been there. I wanted to do it in the mainstream market most of my life, or the early part of my life, I should say. I thought Jesus people they just kind of talk to themselves anyways. And uh I don't know, how do we sing songs that help people on the outside of these church walls?
Yeah.
Mm.
And then Jesus changed my heart as I'll get into it in a little bit, but I was diagnosed with incurable cancer 25 years ago and given 5 years to live. And in the midst of that, Jesus really changed my heart to wanting to talk to people outside the church, to wanting to help people inside the church pray bold prayers so that in the rest of the week we could actually look more like Jesus. And then people on the outside of this church thing might go, oh, these people are actually beautiful. I'm intrigued by these people because they look like Jesus, not because they look like, religious people, but because they actually look like Jesus because they're praying and living out these songs that they pray every week. So that was kind of the trajectory to get me to this place of where I am even today.
Oh, so
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's an amazing journey that you've been on. We were kind of doing our research, and we looked into the movie as well. I want to know about Mercy Me and that story of where you are going on tour with them. Yeah, can you tell us a bit about that moment in time in your life and what was happening?
Yeah, I had just signed a record deal with with Sony, but it's like Christian Sony version out here. And yeah, just signed a record deal with them. My record wasn't even out yet. Um it was my first tour, and my record label put me on this tour with Mercy Me. And they paid for it and everything, and um so that was my first tour that's in the movie. Uh and the real tour had, I think there were 10 artists altogether, and I was the opening artist. I mean, just lights were still up, like in the venue, in the arena, lights were still on. Nobody could, I mean, they could care less about who I was. Just this dorky bald guy. And I'm like telling people I've got like 14 minutes. I think I have like 13 or 14 minutes to do my songs. And so I'm like, yeah, I have cancer. And this lady's like, Bob, can you get me a hot dog? The worst slot ever. And yeah, I went into that tour just kind of saying I'm not going to try to, and I'll give you a little background. I'm not going to try to be everybody, Bart and Mercy Me's best friend, try to like schmooze up to them. I don't know if that word makes sense
Yeah.
on the other side. But I quit working for God 15 years ago. And that tour was about 15 years ago. But I quit working for God. I used to work for him. And I don't work for God. I will never work for God again. Working for God sucked the life out of me. I was trying to like do good for him. I was trying to evangelize for him. I was trying to write good songs for him. I was trying to kind of, um, I don't know, I just tried to work for God. And the more that I was exhausted, I was like, I'm done working. How about this? How about I will just join you for the rest of my days? Jesus, if you wake me up again, I'll join you for the rest of my days. And if you want to open cool doors that are
Go
somehow
ahead.
better for your kingdom and not mine, then you open those doors. Like it's not my job. I've tried so many times. I used to travel here to Nashville and try to like go, hey, have you guys heard my songs? Just to like schmooze my way in. And it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And then when things weren't happening when I wished that they would be happening, I was like, where are you, God? I thought you wanted to do cool things with me.
Yeah.
And I had to get to a place of dying to that, what I thought he should do. And that's when I quit working for him. And I just said, I won't open any door ever again. I won't schmooze my way in or try to, you know, weasel myself into anything. You open doors, I will walk through anything you open. So that's really how then. So when I'm on that tour, I was like, I can't wait to meet these guys and hang out with them. But, you get to open all the doors for this tour for a relationship. And he did. He totally did. And Bart and I became really close after that tour, and kind of the rest is history with Bart and I and the band. Those guys are just wonderful men, and we're all really close friends, and just got off the road with them last week or 2 weeks ago. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's
Love that.
been pretty special just watching Jesus open doors in places that I used to try to barge down. Now they just open because I'm not trying anymore.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I like that. I think that's a good takeaway. Stop trying to work for
Yeah.
God and just live with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hang out with them. Like it's as if God knows what's best for
for
things.
his children. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
and we say that, but, like, we don't live that.
yeah, yeah.
We say a lot of things, but living them out is a whole different ballgame. So, my wife and I decided a few years ago, let's try to, like, some experiments. Let's just see, like, what would it be like for us to, like, practice trusting him instead of just
Mm,
schmoozing, but, like, because I can go, "I trust you, God," but I'll go out there and be like, "Hey, have you heard this song?" Or could I, like, somehow finagle my way in,
mm,
when trusting him would be like, I work so hard as a songwriter. I work so hard as a songwriter. Yeah, that's my job. My job is to work hard at my craft and, um, hone my craft. But it's God's job to put these things in front of people that are most helpful for the world. And I think most of us are like, man, the world needs this song. And maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. And what if God
mm,
knows what's best for his world? So that's
mm.
how we're trying to live. And not that everybody's going to have a movie about their lives or be at the Grammys, but um, it's also pretty beautiful. Like
Mm.
that, just even my soul wise, resting in the fact that, man, if the next song I put out, 20 people like, great.
Yeah.
I'm
It
good.
did its
I'm doing
job.
my part.
Yeah.
I think that's a really amazing segue to the question that I have. So, you wrote a song called Even If, and I kid you not, it is one of my favorite songs. The first time I heard it, I was like this song says so much. It's it's so deep. Tino is the person that checks the credits. I am not a credit checking person. So Tino will be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, this person was on it. This person was on it. This person produced it." Like, so all along, I thought it was a Mercy Me song. Like, and and then when we watched the film, like I was kind of hearing it play in the background. I was like, Tino, it's even if. It's even if. It's got to be even if. Even if it's the song. And then it came in the end. I was like, it's the song. Oh my days. So I was actually very gassed.
I love
Um,
that.
but can you talk us through, I guess, the process of writing the song? So where did the song come from, and how did it
Yeah,
develop
it's
into
got a really
what it
cool
is?
story. So,
Yeah.
there's a friend of mine named Crystal Lewis. She brought this song to me years ago. There was a verse that she had, and then just the song idea, overall idea. And I was helping her write something for her record. And because that's what I get to do, I get to write for other people and help them process, and then I get to write my own stuff. And um, we get into it, and the verse was fine. We kind of rewrote that verse, and then um, and yeah, she really loved the verse, and the verse wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't my song. So I was like,
Yeah.
great, I'll help her craft this the best of my ability, and she's the artist. And so then we started writing this chorus, and it was like, this chorus is stunning.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember at that moment going, uh-oh. Like, I was so sad that this chorus, she was gonna put it on her record, because that happens every once in a while when I'm writing for somebody else. I'm like, dang it, this
Mm,
chorus is so good. I would love to put this out myself. And anyways, we finished the song. She takes it to her people, and they didn't want the song.
mm,
And then I said, Crystal, can I have this song? And so I brought it to my record label. They're like, it's not that good. And I'm like, I know, I rewrite the verse, but like the song's really good. And but they didn't want it. They said I had better songs on my record. And I'm like, okay, I don't force things anymore because it's not my job. So it just became a song that I could pray when I needed to, when things were hard.
mm,
Mm.
And then I had this like intuition, who knows, spiritual something that was like, this song is for your friend Bart. So Bart is one of my best friends, but I would never go to Bart and say, "Hey buddy, I got a song I think you should put on your record because I think you're going to like it." And that just that somehow benefits me, and that's not, I want that stuff to happen naturally. I let Jesus open doors. I don't open doors.
mm,
So I remember telling God, like, is that just me wanting a big cut on a big record, or um And if it is, then don't let it happen. If it's something that you're saying, because that's been plenty of times in my life. I'm like, I think God wants me to go. I'm like, no, He doesn't. You want this,
Yeah,
Tim.
sorry.
And so I'm always sensitive to that. So I don't know. A few weeks later, Bart was right behind me in my studio, and he comes in after having a really hard doctor's appointment for his son Sam, and he starts crying. And he says the chorus almost verbatim of a song that he'd never heard before.
Wow.
And
Wow.
he says the lyrics. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So
Mm.
I ended up showing him just the chorus of the song, and um, just as something that's good for us as friends to pray together. And he ends up saying, "Is this song done?" I'm like, "No, it's kind of been dead." And so we ended up in a few days, we rewrote the whole song. We left just a little first part of the chorus, um, our first half of the chorus, and then um, the rest is history. We just wrote it real quick, and then it was their record was already done, and they were already they had a single on that record that wasn't even if. And so we named it Even If. It was called My God Is Able before that. And we called it Even If. And then within like weeks, that song was out and already at radio.
Mm.
And so it was pretty cool. And my favorite
Yeah.
part of the story is that I didn't have to schmooze my way into anything, but I just got to join Jesus in
In the
writing a
journey.
really good song, being a part of writing
Mm.
a really good song with a bunch of writers that kind of added pieces to it. And Crystal brings this thing, and then it was dead. We write it, and then it was dead in the water, and then it's just like I don't know. There are things that have bigger stories than what we know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and now there's a
Yeah.
movie made about the song, and I'm sitting at the Grammys going like, this is so cool. I didn't open
Yeah.
any of these doors. I just faithful in the part that I was supposed to be faithful in, which
Mm.
Yeah.
was writing a really powerful prayer. That was all my
Mm.
job was,
Yeah.
and so I did that.
I was gonna say you mentioned how you were living with the song and using it as a prayer. I think we're currently in the middle of writing, producing, and recording an album that's a bunch of prayers. What is it like for you when you have, I guess, other songs that maybe aren't out yet, but you feel like they've got some different purpose? Was it just unique for this song, or are there other songs that you've written and you feel like this serves a different purpose in my life?
I mean, gosh, I have hundreds, if not thousands of songs that I've written, that I'm like, man, these are some really good songs that will never see the light of day. And at some point, I think as you're writing so much, it's like, all right, I'm going to do my job. My job is to write the most faithful prayer I get to write and the
Mm.
most honest
Mm,
prayer I get to write. And for me, the idea is God, if you think this thing is going to be helpful for your people, then
Mm.
you can probably make this thing happen. You
mm,
could send it to people and like go, hey, could you take a listen? But the outcome is up to God. If the outcome is up to you and me, then I'm striving, then I'm exhausted, then I'm working for
Yeah.
God. And I don't believe that we're supposed to work for God. I believe we're supposed to walk with Him, like
mm.
Mm.
we're to do in Genesis 1 and 2. Um, I think that's what being human actually is. That's the actual human. Um, and so I want to get closer to living that Genesis 1 and 2, walking with Him versus working for Him
Mm.
Yeah.
um, thing. So, yeah, that's what I'd say.
What's it like writing songs that are quite raw, if that makes sense? Because you're, I mean, firstly, the movie is very raw and honest, but then also your music, like you don't shy away from difficult conversations, um, and you have a book out as well.
Yeah. Just got
Yeah.
book out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My wife and I just wrote a book called Waking Up Again. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. That's really honest and vulnerable. I just, for me, I think I've tried to protect my kingdom and I still do. And it's just not worth protecting.
Mm.
Um, I think people are helped the more honest I am. I think it's more helpful for other people. I think people will feel like they're not alone. when I share certain things. Like I've got a song right now. I'm looking at the lyrics. How dumb is that?
Is it on the new single?
No, no, it's not. I've got a
Ah.
few songs that are not out yet.
I feel like I relate to Tim so much. This is something I would do. Look up the lyrics to my own song.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yes.
Honestly.
Okay. Um,
See, it's not just me.
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Clearly.
yeah. We're both dumb. Um, They called me on a Tuesday. He said, "Are you sitting down? It's not good news. I wish we'd found it sooner. I think we found a tumor in you." Like that's the
Mm.
opening line. How am I going to do this? I just got married and I don't want to go. Don't want to leave her all alone. We're praying for a miracle, but they're saying it's a funeral. Funny how hard it is living in the in between faith and doubt and hope and no way out. There's
Mm.
no, like, bow, like, at the end of this going, "Hey, look how cool this is." Like,
Yeah.
so I've got a whole bunch of songs that I'm about to put out that are really honest prayers. I mean, it's like,
Mm.
these do not have little bows tied at the end going, "Everything's great now." It's like,
Yeah.
these are these
We
songs.
do
There's
that
one
as
song I've got
Christians.
called "Hard to Be God,"
Mm.
Mm.
and it's talking about some of my cancer stuff, but it's like, um there's a woman, a friend of ours, that was asking us to pray for her friends in North Carolina who there was a hurricane coming. And she was like, please pray for this family. There's a hurricane coming toward their town. And then the next morning she says, praise God. He spared our friend's house. But the problem is one town down where the thing hit, 20 people drowned. So
Mm.
how are we all of a sudden going, okay, so were those people not praying? Did God
Mm.
kill those people? Like it
Mm.
just life's hard. We don't have all the answers to all these things. And so the point of the song was, God, it's got to
It's
be
hard
so
to be
hard to
God.
be you. If I were God,
Mm.
this is what I'd do. And it's a really vulnerable, honest song that maybe just my mom will like, and that's it. Um,
I feel
but
like we're gonna like it.
We're gonna like it.
I think you probably will too. But it's like it's probably not safe for the whole family. My Christian CCM community is not going to go, wow, great song, Tim. I can't wait to put that on the Christian radio. It will never
Mm.
go on Christian radio because it's too honest in some ways.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I kind of don't care. It's like I'm going to put out things that are really honest and hopefully they will help people because the point
Yeah.
is helping people, not getting on the radio.
Mm.
So I think the more that I can have that kind of sober view of what I'm actually doing, I think I can make art that's helpful for the world. And even if it touches 20 people, it's not my job. My job is to be faithful in what I do and put it out wherever I can and be smart, be wise about marketing and all that kind of stuff. But in the end, if it hits 20 people, it hits 20 people.
Hits 20 people. Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
That's deep.
And that
Yeah.
I'm not saying, just like write a song and wait for God to like bring somebody in to say, hey,
I'll take it. Yeah.
like, I don't know. I don't think that maybe he works like that. I've never seen it like that. But there's still like a posture of our heart that we can put stuff out there in the world and
Mm.
call certain people or put money into marketing, that all that stuff works.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
at some point, I've got to let the outcome be up to God. Like
Mm.
he knows what's best. I let him have that outcome.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Can I also ask about the X on the wrist?
Yeah.
There's a song on your latest single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think like the opening line is like I write an X on my
Yeah. I
on
write
my
this X
wrist. And I was like,
every
yeah.
day of the week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I write an X on my wrist and have in the movie I Can Only Imagine 2. If you see that movie, the X is a big part of that movie.
Mm.
And I write this X on my wrist with just a Sharpie every day, every
Yeah.
morning that I get to wake up. And with my cancer diagnosis, that's still at work in my body, wearing out my heart. And so
Mm.
for me, I'm like, I'm not promised tomorrow, and really none of us are.
Yeah.
I just get to join him today. So I write this. The X used to stand for the Christ years ago.
Mm.
So I didn't want to put like a cross or like an ichthus, like a fish or something, because it was too obvious. This was just my own little thing remembering to join Jesus in my day. He woke me up again. Thank you for waking me up again, I say every morning. And then, Jesus, how do I join you today? I just want to see the cool things you're doing today and join you in those places. I get to hang out with you cool humans today, and we'll see what other cool things I get to be a part of today and join Jesus
Yeah.
in these places. I don't have to work for him or like try to be more Christiany, or I just I get to just be who he is forming me to be,
Mm.
and um join him today. Tomorrow, if I get to wake up again, I'll write this X on my wrist again and say, Jesus, thanks for another day. This isn't
Mm.
promised, but you gave me another day. I'm just going to join you. Help me join you today.
I love
Man,
that.
it's
Yeah.
changed my life.
Very stupid question. But is it always in black, or do you just pick any color, or are you drawing other things, or is it just strictly the
Yeah,
same?
that's a great question. I just always have Sharpies. And so the Sharpie just made sense to me. I'm always encouraging people, write your own X or find your own rhythm, whether it's
Mm.
changing your watch to the other hand or whether it's putting a sticky note on your mirror that
Mm.
says something that's just reminding us to walk with gratitude for another day, even in the midst of grief, that we get to
Mm.
walk with him and just join him today. So the only job we have is to join him as a songwriter, as I'm at the market, in my car. I join Jesus in my car. So when somebody cuts me off and I want to give them the bird, I don't know if you call it the bird there, um, that I don't have to. I get to actually pray
Yeah.
blessing for that person. How cool is that?
That's a good
That is
point.
very cool.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
is very cool. I think we need to find our own version.
Ah,
Yeah, your
definitely.
own version of that, and a bunch of people are writing the X on their wrist, and I love it. That's so great. But
Yeah.
just what could Jesus be inviting each of us to wake up more intentionally?
Mm.
Mm. I feel like we had a challenge a couple episodes ago with Doe. She encouraged people to actually go in and handwrite the lyrics to some of their favorite songs, just as a way of really connecting to them.
Or their own song.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
their own songs. And I feel like Tim's challenge this time is to find your own version of the X on your wrist, just as a way of reminding you. Yeah, I think we'll clip this and we'll challenge people to do something
Yeah,
something different.
Yeah, I love that.
definitely.
Yeah. I've got questions about two different things. So the first question is going to be about the book. Um, so you've described that you spent most of your life writing songs, basically. Um, how different is it writing a book compared to writing songs?
Gosh, a book is just a whole different ballgame. I mean,
Mm.
it's so much fun. I wrote it with my wife,
Mm,
and I've written for years, blogs and different posts. And my wife is an incredible writer in that way, not a songwriter, but just a writer. And I just said, "Hey, babe, would you ever write this with me?" And if I ever try to write a song with my wife, it's like you might need to bring in the lawyer, like the divorce lawyer, because we do not write songs well together. But she said yes to writing this book with me. I'm like, awesome. And it was such a
Mm.
fun experience to like relive some of the stories. They're a bunch of short stories. Um, and that's just the way that I prefer to tell something like this. There's a book called Love Does that one of my heroes and friends, Bob Goff, wrote. And it's kind of this short story format. And that's what I wanted to do, that were kind of short, punchy. You could start from anywhere. Um, and a lot of like funny stories about my life, but also honest stories about my successes and failures in trying to follow the heart and way of Jesus. And it's just a different form of doing kind of my same thing. Like my job in life, um, my job in life is just to join Jesus in my day. That's actually
mm,
my only job I have. Uh, Whether
It's
it's
a cool
as a
job.
dad or a husband, um, with my enemies, it's one job.
Mm.
I have one job. But one of the roles of specifically Tim Timmons, is I'm a missionary to Christians.
mm,
Um, And so I get to disrupt and invite Jesus people into rethinking their religious upbringing and being curious about maybe a more beautiful and a bigger Jesus than they ever imagined. Yeah. So for me, that's actually my mission. And I think everybody needs to have some kind of mission or vision. However, think through those things. Not like, hey, I've got a purpose driven, like you just got to know why you do what you do. If you're a songwriter and you just want to write pop stuff, I love it. It's so great. Is there a deeper mission in what you want to do? Do you want to talk about love and help people in heartbreak? Are you trying to what is the deeper mission
Goal.
that we have? And I think, Christians call it calling. I don't really know how biblical the word calling is. I know it's very Christian, but it's not very biblical. So I think there are assignments that he invites us into. But our calling is just to him, period. That's our actual calling, if you look at that up anywhere. But for me, writing a book, writing a song, doing my podcasts, being a dad, being on the airplane with people, I have the same mission every place.
Mm.
To bring about goodness and to invite Jesus people into a bigger understanding of Jesus. So that's a book, a song. I don't really care whether I go speak somewhere, whether I'm doing a concert somewhere. They're all just vehicles for me to do what I feel made to do. And so I guess I'm just urging anybody out there, whether you're a Jesus person or not, I wonder what bigger story there might be for you in life. And bigger doesn't mean more people. It just means
Truth.
a better basis for you to do your craft through.
Mm.
Mm.
I love that.
I like one of the terms you used, being a missionary to Christians. I really like that. And letting people kind of view, well, not even view, but imagine Jesus in a completely different way. I really, really like that perspective.
Yeah, and I don't mean that what, I've got this thing figured out, and as the missionary, I have all the things figured out, and you people do not. That is not what I'm saying at all. I'm just, I could just speak for America. Yeah, we have an awful lot of Christians, but not a lot of Christians look like Jesus. And
Same
that's
in
a
England.
problem. That's a problem. And I'm not damning anybody or, I'm just saying, let's just be curious about what's the heart of Jesus, because I don't know if we're leaning into that yet. We're leaning into a lot of the religion side of Christianity, but Jesus was way more intentional and loving and kind and curious than most of us Christians. So I used to call myself a varsity American Christian, it's Letterman jackets, the sports people. If you were in high school, what do you guys call high school?
Like
Secondary school.
college?
Secondary
Yeah,
school
it's right
or college.
right before uni.
Okay, college, yeah.
Anyways, whatever that is, we have these, if you're a sports person, you've got these jackets that say I'm the top of my game. It's just it's called Letterman's jacket. And you've got a little stripe, you're a captain of it. And in America, I would have one of those jackets. Not really, but I would, in my earlier life, have a cross here and have a captain. I'm a Christian, awesome Christian. And at 33, that's when I gave up being an awesome Christian and said, I'm so done trying to be awesome for you, God. So I feel more like a preschooler as a follower of Jesus, inviting people to preschool with me. And it's way more fun and way more powerful than I ever experienced before.
Yeah.
You know what? While you were saying that, it just reminds me, sometimes we, as Christians, we're so serious. We're so serious. And we say we're serious about God and we believe in things like that. But then actually when trials come sometimes, that's when, not that we're showing we actually don't have faith, but it's like God is saying, okay, do you still trust me? Like, I'm still God. Like, do you know that? And Jesus, I wholeheartedly believe Jesus is such a cool, amazing, loving guy, but also he rattled feathers as well. Like, because the religious leaders, the Pharisees, all of them guys, they're like, who is this guy? To the point of they are like, nah, he needs to go, he needs to die because he's shaking things up too much. And here we are in church, like, no, any little change, we don't want change done. It's like, guys, we need to chill. We ain't looking like Jesus right now.
Yeah. Over here we have a lot of political division, and there's a Republican side and a Democrat side, and the Republicans don't believe there's even such thing as a Democrat that's a Christian. And the Democrats could care less. They just don't like Christians because Christians are judgy. I mean, it's just this really weird thing. And ultimately, there's one political system that we get to be a part of, which is the politic of the kingdom, where we bless our enemies, where we are givers, where we sacrifice for one another, where we are lifting other people up higher than we're lifting up ourselves. I mean, that's the ethic. That's the politic of the kingdom. Like, love is like the politic of the kingdom. And we over here are more, Christians are the moral police. It's like, oh, well, you did that. And here are the lines. You do this, you cross this. Well, sucks to be you. You're pretty much out or a heretic. And just like, well, I don't know. If you guys all have your theology figured out, that's amazing. Wow, I didn't know you're that smart. I mean, the devil and the demons have way better theology than we do. But they're jerks. So it's possible to have great theology and to be a total, I have other words, and so I look at Jesus people and myself included saying, man, what if we were to look like the heart of Jesus? And let's deal with those things. Let's be hated because we're so kind, so generous. Love our enemies.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. I think that's a really, really good message to take from this podcast and from this conversation is, yeah, what if we were different? What if we're a little bit
What if we
different?
look like Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's so different and amazing, but just like if we join him, my friend this weekend said that we become what we worship. We sound like, we look like, we smell like what we worship. And man, I worship a lot of things. And one of my favorite definitions of the word worship is attention. What has your attention? And even as a songwriter, as we're trying to get our songs played by people and whatnot, what has your attention? Is it trying to be awesome? Is it wanting to help people? Is it just, what truly has our attention? And none of those are terrible. It's just, it's good to be curious about it.
Yeah. We watched the movie and Milo was playing you. Yeah, what's that like? What was it like seeing someone else play you on
Many
screen?
people get that in life.
And yeah, like, did you have notes for him? Like, yeah.
Yeah, you're acting this a little bit wrong.
Yeah, I'd be like, Milo, that sucked. That was not okay. That was terrible.
I would never do that.
Yeah, embarrassing. No, he would ask me on set all the time. He's like, okay, is that funny? Or is there a funnier bit I could do? Milo has become a really close friend, and he's just a brilliant actor and a wonderful human. And just having somebody play you, was such an honor. And I get to see some of my hardest moments in my life played out on screen. And I have a different kind of empathy for myself than I ever have before. Like, oh, Tim, that season was really difficult. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sad with you, man. That had to be lonely, So it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
He played it really well. But I mean, we don't know you that well.
My mom even said, she's like, he nailed you. Like, he nailed your personality. And So that's a big deal for your mom to say that.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's the best kind of compliment he can get. It's like,
Yeah.
mom approves.
Yep.
Mom's
Mom
like,
approves.
yeah,
Yes.
I've
Mom approves.
adopted him as my son as well, you know?
Yes.
Like, you guys are brothers now. It's okay.
Yeah.
Totally. At least we look the same.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are, yeah. Like, the difference was hard to tell.
Yes, it's hard. I mean, I'm walking in the streets. It's hard for me just to walk around and be me, these days. So, yeah, if you guys see me in the street, I might walk right past you because I'm just kind of too big deal,
Exactly. Exactly.
No, honestly, it's really, really cool. And it's such a powerful movie. So if anyone has not seen it, go pay, watch it.
Yeah, go find the movie and go watch it. It's honestly, it's amazing.
It'll be
Yeah.
streaming, I think, later summer or something like that. But
Yeah, perfect.
It's worth having it for life. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Before we get to our final question, I've got one more question, which is, so you've got the movie is out, you've got the book, and you've got some music. So where can people find all of this stuff? So we're trying to give you more friends, Tim.
Thank you. Yeah, people. I mean, you can find me on the internet. I'm kind of everywhere. Tim Timmons is a pretty dumb name, so it's really easy to find. And I'm on Instagram. I'd love to be your friends on Instagram. I'm there all the time. Facebook. Yeah, I just put out my own version of a song called "Even If," which has been fun to finally put out my version of that. New songs are coming, so just get ready and go maybe follow me in those places if you want to. And then the book is called Waking Up Again. And it's really this invitation to join Jesus every morning intentionally. Not just like, hey, I'm a Christian, but like intentionally wake up joining him. So if any of those things are helpful, I also have a podcast called 10,000 Minutes, 10,000 minutes. And that's really funny and fun as well. So check that stuff out. Thanks, you guys.
Definitely.
No, I'll definitely be checking that out on
Yeah.
my. I have very long commutes to work, so
Yeah.
anytime I find a new podcast or something, I'm adding it. So yeah, thank you for that.
Chris and I,
For
Chris and I
myself
do it
personally.
together, so you'll laugh at both of us being idiots.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Favorite kind of podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before we get to the last question, actually, are we able to know when the music is coming out? Because I'm seeing the singles are coming with more added, and the last one was in March.
Yeah, there's
So-
another one coming out in a few weeks, actually. June 12th.
June
It's called
12th.
The Way We Love. I really love it. Yeah. It's called
We're
coming out.
excited.
And then every 5 weeks after that for the next year, we'll be having a new song every 5 weeks. So
Ooh.
Okay.
So we're gonna have an album in the end.
yeah, a few different albums are coming out. So it'll be fun.
Oh, that's great.
We're looking
Yeah.
forward to it.
We are
Yeah.
super excited
Yes.
for that.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. All right.
So, last question that we ask to all of our guests is, who do you recommend that we speak to next? And if you have, your favorite song of theirs that you want us to ask about, please let us know.
Well, I think Andy Gullahorn is the best songwriter in Nashville. He's if you ask any songwriter in Nashville, they'll know who Andy Gullahorn is. His music isn't huge. He's not on any radio or anything like that. His songs are just so good and honest. The lyrics are just unbelievable. Musically, they're beautiful. And he's just a singer-songwriter guy that will. If you want a record that I'll cry over, it's that one.
That one.
Andy Gullahorn, he's incredible. And then Sarah Groves is one of my also favorite songwriters that has shaped me a whole bunch. So those two would be people that I would reach out to for sure and tell them both that I
Amazing.
said so.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll definitely be reaching out to
We
them.
will be reaching out to them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we'll let you know what they say.
Yes, please do. I will watch those.
Yeah. And also huge shout out to Chris, because if Chris didn't recommend you, maybe we might not be here. So
Let's go. Thank you, Chris Cleveland. You're the best.
yeah.
I love how you're a hype man for many people.
Yeah.
But isn't that what we get to do?
No, it's
If
great.
if we get to be support for other people, that means that we're the blessers of others,
Mm-hmm.
and that seems to be a pretty biblical idea. So,
Yep.
yeah, let's keep doing that, people.
We definitely should.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Tim, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for taking time out to just chill with us and talk to us. We're glad that we got to join you and hear a bit more about your story. I think it's even more powerful hearing it from you as well. And to everyone out there listening, kind of take on some of the challenges that Tim has given us today and just try and join Jesus in whatever it is that you're doing. And yeah, maybe there's a different way in which we could be doing life. Thank you so much for watching the podcast. We'll catch you in the next episode.
Yep.
We'll put all the links to Tim's music, book, movie in the description, and you can go check that out. But we'll see you in the next one.